Welcome to Mute 2. I'm Mute, and today we're talking about the Squiddy-WH. I've spent about, I think, a week with this, and I think I can now give it a pretty fair and reasonable analysis as a full review. So, first of all, let's talk about the weight. This thing is 2.6 ounces, or 73.6 grams. Don't kill me if I got the number wrong. But it is the exact same weight as our good friend, Mr. Frank P. Oh, hello, puppy. Speaking of the Frank P. Hi. Alright, Odin, you have to choose. Which one do you choose? The Frank P or the Squiddy-WH? You must make a choice. One of the two. Oh! You chose the WH. There you go, Will Hirsch. There you go. It is now dog approved. We can write this all over the site now. It's dog approved. It's Odin approved. Perfect. All right. Thank you for your very valuable input, dog. Let's keep going. So there are major and key differences between these two balisongs. Even though they're the same weight, let's look at the differences. One, the handles. The handle size is smaller and the handle length is smaller, but the blade makes up for this difference and a little bit more. What does this mean? This means that it doesn't have the same tip weight that the Frank P does. Now, this is one of the only things that I really couldn't say I fully am on board with the Frank P is that it flips very well. Like, don't get me wrong, the fans are great, but it does have that like pretty extreme tip weight for its weight. It feels like I'm flipping a 3-ounce balisong, even though it's 2.6. So this kind of doesn't have that problem. It is a pretty even flipper. The weight is fine. It fans all right. I mean, it's not a perfect fanner by any means, but it's good. Like, if you want to learn how to fan, you're going to be able to do it on this. Not the Squiddy, this one. So that is one of the major differences. And let's talk about what makes this special. What makes this good? Because I'll tell you right now, this has been a good investment for me and people like me. What do I mean by that? First of all, let's talk about travel. I'm someone who travels a crap ton, goes all over the place. I was just in Hawaii, I was just in Texas, I was just in Hong Kong, overseas. I'm everywhere, all at the same time. Yes, you see me in your dreams, but that wasn't a dream. I was there. It's really, really good for travel. Why? Let's look at it. It's slightly smaller. It's slightly slimmer. This makes it so that it's a little bit more comfortable to grip. I know it won't feel the same. It's not as blocky, but it feels small and it feels agile. So that's number one. Number two, God, the noise. Oh, Will Hirsch, you care about my hearing. The ring silencer, it works. It's magic. It doesn't hurt my ears. Okay, let's compare it to our good friend Frank. Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Oh, ow, ow, ow. Not a problem. When I'm at airports, when I'm flipping in public, when there's people around me and it's loud as fuck, I don't have to not flip. I could just flip something that's more quiet. This is good for that. This is great. It works. So, like, this is great for travel. It's also, yes, non-threatening. It's got its paw. It doesn't look like a knife. It doesn't feel like a knife. You could just be like, yo, who am I going to stab with this? What am I... Yeah. Who am I going to stab? Huh? Like, you just do that. Or just be like, dude, this is literally a paw. Like, it is as non-threatening as it can be. It's a flat surface connected to two handles. Like, these are things that you can say and that are true. So it makes it really, really, really convenient for travel. Now, let's talk about what I'm not the world's biggest fan of. And I'm sure Will Hirsch knows this, but it is the squid tax. You'd have to pay the hefty squid tax. This thing is $80. It is the same price, about the same price as a Squiddy Owl, a full metal aluminum balisong. Now, I will say right now that let's compare those two. Let's compare this one to an Owl. I don't have my Owl with me, but I actually have the 2024 October collection Squiddy Owl as well as a normal Owl. So those two are nice. I'll make a review when I'm back there, but let's compare them. First of all, it doesn't have the grip, but it has good jimping. It kind of makes up for it. One note regarding jimping is that, yes, I know that this is production 2 and that you guys have already made the jimping even deeper than it was before. But what I will say about that is that, yes, I get it, fully understand, but this is still plastic. Why are my dogs yelling? This is still plastic. It's still smooth. It's really, 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 really smooth. I would love to see the jimping go even deeper, if that is possible. That would make me really, really happy. Just because, like, yes, there's jimping, it exists, but it's not as good as the Kraken, let's say. And it won't be, but because it's plastic. But let's try to make this a little deeper if possible. I would be super happy. So that, and two, the durability. What I will say about this is that if you compare it to a Squiddy-WH, if you drop the Squiddy-WH wrong, like right here or somewhere, it will just stop flipping. That will happen. Even if you can, say, take it on an airplane, like you take your Squiddy-WH on an airplane and the TSA doesn't say anything, if you drop it wrong, you won't be able to flip it. This doesn't have that specific problem. This is more meant for public. This is more meant for travel. If you are looking for a squid industry specific product for travel that is also quiet, I would recommend this or the Squiddy-WH. Flipping wise, I don't think it shouldn't be that different from the Squiddy-WH, but it has the extra perks of being even less threatening. The colors really make a difference here. It's a black blade and full orange red handles. This is as least threatening as it can possibly be. It's not even the color of a freaking knife, right? It looks cartoonish, and that is so good. That is the best thing we can do for our community, to have people see this and not associate it with weapons. This needs to be more, this needs to be done more. We need to have more balisongs like this, where it is so non-threatening that it changes people's perspectives on what is a weapon. People shouldn't have to see this and think that they should call the cops. People shouldn't have to see something that looks vaguely like something that they saw in the 70s from a movie that people used to, I guess, to stab other people. They shouldn't have to do that, and this will help change people's perspective. If we all just like go around with these and be like, yo, it's just a toy, man, it will change. So this is something that I'm more happy with as compared to something like the swordfish, where it stab. It looks like a sword. So definitely happy with the thing that I'm most happy about is how it looks and how it flips. I mean, it flips fine. Don't get me wrong. Of course, it's not going to be my Kraken. Of course, it's not going to be my metal flippers. But you will not forget how a balisong feels if you flip this. You will not forget how a metal one feels if you flip this. If you flip a Frank P after long enough, I mean, the tip weight is a little bit different than the most mainstream balisongs. But if you're exclusively flipping the Frank and the Frank AL, then I don't foresee a problem. Or something with a little heavier tip weight like the XXYYZZ. But for most scenarios and cases, the question that you should be asking yourself if you choose to buy this is that, am I willing to spend $80 to support this? For me, I said yes. For me, I said I travel a lot. I need something light. I need something that doesn't make noise. And I need to have it so that if I were to go out flipping and drop it, it doesn't just stop working, or have a microphone that doesn't work, you know. Hi, yes, this is Mute from the future. It has been a while. My hands are really, really cold now, but at least my camera is charged and not dead. Lamau, smile. So, I don't think I have to elaborate on anything I said before, but yeah, I think we didn't talk really about how it actually flips, which I think is really just not that important in the grand scheme of things, because the way I think about it is, this is a fine balisong. I mean, in terms of rating right now, what I would give it is it's a fine like A minus in terms of plastic balisongs. Like it's fine. It really is just a fine balisong. It flips exactly how you want it to. It feels really light. Once again, we talked about that. It doesn't have that tip weight. It feels really light to flip. It feels like it's air, and I kind of like that. And if you like that, you would like this. But, well, maybe it's because my wrist is just so strong, Lamau. But if you like that thing, great, this is for you. But the more important thing is what happens when you buy this balisong. When you buy this balisong, you are supporting creations of balisongs that look like this. Stuff like the Squiddy Bee, right? You look at the Squiddy Bee, it has that nose, but it has two eyes, but it doesn't have a mouth. It's not discernible. People still see it and think it's threatening. When they see this, you could see the color. It's cartoonish. It's got logos on it. It looks like a toy. It looks plastic. It looks, it doesn't look super premium, and that's honestly a really good thing, where we change the conversation. Are you willing to spend $80 to change the conversation of how people perceive this hobby? I think this is a great thing for the community because of that alone, and I'm willing to spend $80 to... Well, I justify spending $80 for this reason alone. Not the flipping, but supporting, plastic balisongs are getting better. By buying these, you will support Squid Industries making even better plastic balisongs. And in the future, you'll see them come out with even more ones like these, given enough people buying them. So I think that's a good thing. I think more R&D needs to go into how to change the conversation regarding balisongs, because the ultimate goal is that we are trying to get more people into the hobby. I just cannot stop dropping it. And my dogs are angry too. We are trying to get more people into this hobby. Hey, dog. How do we do that? First of all, it should not be threatening. It should not be a knife, right? It's a bally. So by changing people's perspectives, I'm just gonna stop. My hands are genuinely freezing off my hands. Like, they're turning red. It's actually, my hands are purple. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm really cold. But yeah, that's basically my thoughts and my opinion on it, is that if you're willing to shell out this money, if you're not willing to shell out this money, geez, it's fine, buy a Squiddy Bee. I mean, nobody's stopping you. But for something a little bit with more color, something that flips fine, something that does change the conversation, why not spend that extra $30, do your thing. If not, nobody's going to blame you. That is just how I justified it to myself, remember. This is what I said to myself when I asked myself, would I be able to spend $80 buying a Squiddy-WH featuring Brandon Baker? So yeah, that's all. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you agree. I didn't talk too much about the actual technical details of how it flipped. Not because I don't want to, or there's no detail. I mean, it's a fine flipper. It's it's A-, right? I give this guy an A-. It's a fine flipper. It's even, it's light. It doesn't flip super well when my hands are freezing off. I prefer something heavier when my hands are freezing off. But because, I can't feel it, it's very hard to feel. I literally, at my fingertips, all I feel is cold and not the balisong. So, but yeah, tell me if you agree. Leave me a like, subscribe. We'll talk again. We'll talk in the future. We'll talk in the comments. We'll make more reviews. But yeah, tell me everything. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. See ya. Jeez.